Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Blink Field here in Liverpool, New York, for the second game of the 2018 season for the Onondaga Flames. I'm Morgan Chapman, joined alongside Eric Moon. And Eric, we should have a really fantastic matchup here tonight, shouldn't we?
Oh, yeah, these are two brand new rivals in the NYCBL, with the Flames returning to this league this season. Very nearby, 15 minutes away.
Here from your 2017 Syracuse Spartans.
Absolutely, Eric, and obviously also joining
At this time, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors, Tiny Bubbles, for being the official laundromat of the Syracuse Spartans, and also being the official sponsor of that national anthem.
Really good things on the pitching side and their defense, and also on the offensive side of things with the bat.
And what the Flames have to watch out for today is the Spartans team, because they are fresh. Their game was postponed last night here at Blink Field, and they're ready to go.
Yes, they are, Eric, and hopefully the Flames will be able to do just as well as they were doing last night, because on the offensive side, we saw in the sixth inning they scored 4 runs, and that really put them over the hump there. But anyways, they were able to get over the hump there and successfully defeat the Syracuse Saltcats. And obviously today we are going to be seeing very much of the same from the team. Starting off for the Flames, batting first is going to be the shortstop, Brian Hart. Last night he had a pretty decent night at the plate. He was able to make a whole bunch of plays in the field. What'd you like out of Brian Hart last night?
Hey, he had good discipline at the plate. He had a big RBI single that kept the rally going in the sixth inning. Look for him to keep it up tonight.
Absolutely, I hope so. And after him in the 2 spot, we have Adam Gordon, who's going to be playing left field tonight. After him, Jared Grosskooth playing third base. Grosskooth had the RBI double and scored the first run of the game. He looked real strong over there at third base. After Grosskooth in the 4 spot, we have Trace Peterson playing catcher tonight. Then in the 5 spot, we have number 7, Mike Stefan, playing first base. In the 6, we have the DH tonight. It's going to be Corbin Paxton. We saw him get a couple of hits, or get a couple of at-bats, but nothing too crazy coming out of him tonight. Colin Matthews will be following him from right field. Also Wynn and Jake Evans to round up the lineup. Anyone in the lineup in particular you're looking forward tonight, Aaron? I'm looking to see
He did get that bat. We'll see what he has in the game.
Absolutely, I'm excited to get it going here. It looks like we're just about to get started here for the second game of the 2018 season here for the Onondaga Flames. Again, thank you for joining me on Morgan Chapman alongside Eric Moon, and all the ladies, Brandon, and also joining the call. We're going to do the same thing we did last night, switching it up for us
Leading off for the Flames, the shortstop, Brian Hart.
A couple of things for you, because we did see your comments, and we're going to try to change the broadcast just like that. First pitch is in there, and it's going to be a ball to start off. The first at bat for Brian Hart, the shortstop. Second pitch, this is Nate Saposky on the mound. It's going to be out. That's going to be outside for ball 2. So a quick 2-0 count for Brian Hart.
Not much we know about Saposky out of the University of Rhode Island. No stats from this past season. 6'1", 200-pound lefty on the mound.
So 2-0 count here for Brian Hart. Pitch is in there. High again for a little out of control from Saposky. And the count goes 3-0. Saposky attends the University of Rhode Island. Archbald, Pennsylvania, 6'1", 200-pound left-handed pitcher. Fourth pitch is in. Finally being able to find the strike zone, and the count will go to 3-1. And we saw Brian Hart make a bunch of plays in the field. He was a part of a lot of those double plays from the Flames. What'd you like out of him on the defensive side?
Oh, just solid on the defensive side. Some spectacular plays, as we see Hart call back, full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. You know, just a couple spectacular plays, solid play in the middle infield. We saw a couple double plays with him and Ruggiero, who'll be working with Jake Evans today. That'll be a very solid middle infield.
Absolutely, it should be. Jake Evans, we saw him in practice make a whole lot of athletic plays, and we're excited to see him out in the field tonight playing second base. Here's the pitch. That's going to be another ball, and the Flames are going to start off with a walk for number 5. That's Brian Hart. Really great start. Really nice at-bat for the leadoff hitter.
We talked about the aggressiveness that the Flames had last night to get things underway. Tonight, you know, Hart stood.
Now batting for the Flames, Adam Gordon, the left fielder.
Got to take a few pitches just to figure out what the other pitcher has, and you work a walk.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you there. See what Adam Gordon has in store for us. He's playing left field this evening, wearing number 22 for the Flames, with Brian Hart over there at first base. Pitch is in there. That's going to be ball one. So 1-0 count here for Adam Gordon. He had 2 hits. He was able to score late in the game for the Flames last night. He ended up going 2 for 5 on the evening. So we'll see if Adam Gordon can continue a pretty decent first night here at the second day of the game, second game of the season for the Onondaga Flames against the Syracuse Spartans here at Flink Field. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there for a strike, and the count goes to 1-1.
And a tougher matchup for Gordon in particular in this Flames lineup against the lefty with that lefty-lefty matchup.
Lefty on lefty is always tough view here. The sun could play a role as well as it's just over Gordon's head. Brian Hart there at first base, almost tagging him there, but Gordon able to get out of the way, and the count's going to go to 2-1.
And getting back to the sun, that's the reason this game is starting at 5:15. The game's here at Blank Field because the sun will come down into left field and it'll get in the eyes of all the players.
Absolutely. Krosky looking over at Hart, maybe checking him. Here's the pitch. Swung on. It's going to be fouled off, though, and we're here with a 2-2 count with Brian Hart over there at first base. If you're just joining us, Brian Hart started off the game with a walk, the leadoff hitter, playing shortstop this evening from Bryant University. This is Adam Gordon up to bat for the Flames. Checked over there at first base, but Hart isn't really the threat to steal at the moment. Didn't play a ton his freshman year, Brian Hart, that is, at Bryant University. Didn't have much stats on him, but we do know he is a speedster, so definitely a threat to steal. Not a big lead over there at first base, though. Pitch is in there, hung on and missed, and that's going to be a strikeout. So first strikeout of the evening for Nate Saprosky. And like Eric mentioned, not a whole lot on him, just that he attends the University of Rhode Island and collects his first strikeout of the evening. Up the bat next for the Onondaga Flames. This is number 24, Jared Grosskopf, playing
now batting for the Flames, Gerard Grosskopf.
So Jared Grosskopf is going to be able to try to get Brian Hart home here. First pitch is in there. It's going to be a ball. And, Eric, we saw Jared Grosskopf have a really successful night. He had the RBI double. What do you like out of him on the offensive side of things?
Well, first off, that RBI double, that was the most well-hit ball of the night. Hit it all the way out to the fence. And, you know, he's just looking for the right pitch to hit here.
Yes, he is. Saprosky's going to check Brian Hart over there at first base. But, again, back in time. But going back to what you were saying, Eric, I totally agree with you. Grosskopf was one of those question marks coming into the season. Us three, we all had high expectations for him, and obviously he was able to fulfill those expectations last night at OCC. The 1-0 count for Jared Grosskopf. It's going to be high for ball two. And the count will go to 2-0.
And Grosskopf has got to do what all the Flames hitters are doing to this point. You got to wait for your pitch. First, well, wait for Saprosky to throw them into strike zone because he's missed with the majority of his pitches to this point.
Grosskopf went 2 for 4 last night with the RBI double, of course, as he calls time here. And obviously, Jared Grosskopf, he's a player from Rhode Island Community College. Not a whole lot of stats on him coming into this league for us, but really successful over there. As the catcher tries to get Brian Hart at first base, unable to do so, and the count is going to go to 3-0 after that pitch. Isn't able to find the strike zone there. So 3-0 count for Grosskopf. Brian Hart has been playing with the pitcher and the catcher, but still over there at first base. And there's one down due to Adam Gordon's strikeout. Here's the pitch. And that's going to miss for ball 4. And for Nate Sabrowski, this is his second walk of the evening. Got to be frustrated if you're him.
He's just having a tough time out there getting going. Like, you know, in your first start of the summer, you're just trying to get comfortable.
Now batting for the Flames, catcher Trace Peterson.
Right. So the Flames are being patient at the plate tonight and this time around because Sabrowski's just not throwing strikes.
Absolutely. Up to bat next for the Onondaga Flames, number 17, playing catcher tonight for the Flames. This is Trace Peterson. We saw him play the catcher position last night as well. He attends Lake Erie College. And Peterson is one of the big bats for the Flames, batting at .327 this season in college. Pitches in there for strike 1. So Brian Hart's over there at second. Jared Groskuth on first. There's one down, and the count is 0-1. Sabrowski looking in. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. And Brian Hart's going to go to third, and unable to make the throw is the catcher. That's Rios there, and an extra base. Nice set of base running there by Brian Hart, advancing to third.
That is a big break for the Flames because of where the ball ended up. That was in Peterson's feet. There's no way Rios is going to make that throw if he can't pick up the ball.
Definitely not. So Rios making a nice save there. And Brian Hart over the way to third base. See if the Flames can get one on the board here early. And for Sabrowski, he's really not been able to find any sort of rhythm on the mound thus far. 1-1 count swung on, and a nice snag there from the pitcher. And Adam, that's going to be the end of the inning. So really nice play there by Sabrowski, able to get out of it. And that's going to retire the side, stranding 2 Flames on base. And joining me now in the booth, this is Brandon Ross. Brandon, what'd you see out of the Flames on that top of the first inning?
Well, they were taking a patient approach to that plate, which was good. They got a lot of runners on base early, and they were in a threat with one out, and they already had a guy in scoring position. And Trace Peterson really got a good rip on that last pitch. But thankfully for the Spartans, Nate Sabrowski had killer instincts. Snagged the linebacker, and he just tossed right over to first as Rose was looking to go 2 on the steal. But
definitely, he did certainly do that. What's his speed to Sabrowski on the mound? I know he was able to get out of that situation, but he was able to find the rhythm.
I think Sabrowski is sort of feeling the lead that he was able to get that linebacker and throw the car out at first to get to the plate. I think he's getting Sabrowski out there. Guys, out. You're going to get a little nervous about the rest of the time. So he's going to get his linebacker now that he's out of the inning to relax and maybe come back next inning.
Now, Brandon, I know coming into this game, we've been waiting, you and I, that is, for Gunnar Groen to get on the mound. His first appearance of the 2008 season. What are you expecting from Gunnar Groen?
Expecting straight heat from Gunnar Groen, 6'5", 200 pounds. He's a Texas boy, you know. He's going to be
Eric, what was your analysis of the top of the first half of the Flames? What did you see on the offensive side of things?
They didn't get a run out of it. It was an offensive opportunity. They had a lot of those last night.
So if you agree, have a drink with me, raise your glasses. However, you a little bit of chicken. Don't fear, all right. And, you know, they just
He really is over there. Across the net. Are you expecting big things from Gunnar Groen this year?
I do. First of all, I've seen him in the warm-ups. I'm like, he's got the wonderful right away. Let me keep the he's a big baby. We don't really do a lot about him, but
Yes, we do. And like B. Ross just mentioned earlier, obviously we're expecting him to pound the strike zone, and he's going to have some power. He's a Texas native, and He attends Pepperdine University out there in California, so expecting big things from him this season for the Flames. And looks like we're going to just about get underway here for
now batting for your Syracuse Spartans, the leadoff hitter, Sam Schwen.
Number 6 is Sam Schwen, playing left field this evening for the Spartans. And Sam Schwen attends the college he attends is Wisconsin Oshkosh. Batted .246 in college this year. Scored 24 runs and drove in 19 runs as well. Here's the first pitch he's going to throw. It's going to miss for ball 1. So first pitch is missed for ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Second pitch is in there for a strike, and looked like that was some off-speed stuff there from Groen.
Full off speed right there. Just gotta get it over the plate. Throw whatever pitch works for you.
Groen's gonna
Going nowhere.
look off, and here comes the next one. That's in there, swung on, out to right field, and it looks like Matthews has a read on it, and he does, and there's going to be the first out of the inning. Some solid contact there from Schwen, but obviously unable to
now batting for the Spartans, the third baseman, Andrew Padone.
Because the wind dust here and sometimes you can't hear it because
Schwen's going to fly out to right field for the Spartans. Up the bat next for the Spartans, number 5. This is Andrew Padone playing shortstop. First pitch from Groen. Swung on down the third base line. That's going to be fouled off for just a long strike. And Padone plays his college ball at the College of St. Rose. Batted at .294 this season. Slugged .373, on base percentage of .373 as well. He was third on the team in batting average. 37 for 126 this year. Pitch in there, swung on down the first base line. Stefan has a read on it, and he's going to be able to throw it back to Groen, and there's the second out of the inning. How do you like the teamwork there, Eric?
hey, it's perfect PFPs, as we saw last night from Gabe Goloff. You know, these pitchers for the Flames, they know their PFPs. They're very good at them, and that's an easy play right there for that reason.
Absolutely, a really easy play there. And
now batting for the Spartans, the right fielder, Eddie Peachman.
Spartans, number 24, the right fielder. This is Eddie Peachman. Peachman also attends the Wisconsin Oshkosh. First pitch is outside for ball one. Anything you got on Peachman over there, Eric, for notes on this?
Like you said, University of Wisconsin Oshkosh, one of two players from that institution. Sam Schwen, the leadoff man for the Spartans, of course, from that institution as well. Big right-handed batter.
In there from Groen. Off speed, it's going to get past Peterson there, and have to be careful because this is similar to OCC Stadium. The backstop is quite large, and if a ball gets past you, it could definitely hurt you with runners on base.
And the dimensions of this ballpark are abnormal, to say the least, as well. A lot more room down the left field line than the right, and the fence as well.
It's Groen. Swung on and fouled off the catcher's helmet there. And Peachman finds himself in a 1-2 count. So if you're just joining us, we're here in the bottom of the first inning. Flames had two runners left on base, but were unable to drive them home. It's a 0-0 ball game. And currently the Syracuse Spartans are 2 outs. This is Eddie Peachman at the plate. And he has a 1-2 count with Gunnar Groen on the mound for the Flames. And I really like what I've seen from Groen so far.
He's been efficient with his pitches, and he's 2 strikes away from potentially from getting out of the inning. Already 1 strike on Peachman, 8 pitches, 2 outs.
There's strike 2, like Eric just mentioned. He's 2 strikes away. Now he's 1 away. So there's the pitch in there for 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gunnar Groen, he plays Division I baseball at Pepperdine University. Pitch is in there. It's going to be low, and it's going to miss. Peterson's able to corral. So we're going to go to a full count.
And Peachman's doing what what Schwen and Padone didn't do at the plate. He's making Groen pitch to him, making him throw strikes, and he's working up the pitch count to see, what he's got.
Groen comes set. Here's the pitch. It's going to be high, and it's going to end up walking him. Actually, it's going to be a hit by a pitch. Thank you, B. Ross, as it's going to tag him on the arm, but they're going to consider that a hit by a pitch.
Now batting for the Spartans, the cleanup hitter and second baseman, Ramiel Rodriguez.
So that next fourth Syracuse Spartans, this is Ramiel Rodriguez playing second base. Over there at first. They're 2 down in the inning. See if Gunnar Groen can collect the last out here. And that first pitch is a breaking ball. It's in there for strike one.
And that breaking ball shows what I'm thinking right now. Groen is just got to he can't worry about the runner on first. He already has 2 outs. He's just got to pitch to the batter at the plate and get the third out.
Absolutely. Groen getting his feet set. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Looks like it's going to be able to be a play on it, and there it is for the out. So Brian Hart over there at shortstop slings it over to Jake Evans, and that's the way the inning's going to end. Joining me now in the studio, this is Brandon Ross. Brandon, what did you see from the Flames defense in the bottom of the first inning?
At the bottom of the first inning, the Flames defense didn't really have a lot of action. There was the one play there where Brian Hart was able to easily But talking about Gunnar Groen, his approach on the mound, he had a good approach. He was really trying to find the strike zone, and he had that. Ended up hitting many pitches first, but he pitched for a strike, and he was able to get Ramiel Rodriguez to ground out to him.
Alrighty, Spartans fans. JJ Patrikis, our GM, will be coming around this inning for tonight's 50-50 raffle. The raffle will be drawn in the middle of the 8th inning, and you've got to be in it to win it.
Average of anybody on the team, also slugged 561. And so he's very talented for sure. To get him out that easily is certainly a good sign for Gunnar Groen.
Definitely, you want to be cautious of those big bats and make sure you're able to take care of them. Coming back out for
at this time, we would also like to take the opportunity to thank all of our host families for opening their homes to our players this summer. Thank you for your support of Syracuse Spartans baseball.
Thank you for your analysis, B. Ross. We're going to kick it back over to Eric Bloom now. Eric, what are you expecting out of the Flames? The next 3 batters, so we're going to be at 5, 6, 7. Any of those 3 guys sticking out to you?
Well, Stephon, the big the big 2-run single that really cemented the Flames' lead in the last game. That came right after by a large RBI movement. Stephon made it 5-0 the game. So the Saltcats scored 2 in the bottom half of the inning. The game was cemented right then and there. Somebody has denied this pitching staff.
Absolutely. Bit of an apology to Mike Stefanis. I was calling Mike Stefanis.
Now batting for the Flames, Mike Steffen, the first baseman.
Last night, so this Mike Stefanos speaking to his father a little bit earlier. Honest mistake there. We got it right. We'll make that mistake again. So, leading off the top of the second is man, Mike Stefanos playing first base, wearing number 7 for the Onondaga Flames. And like Eric mentioned, he had a really nice night last night for the Flames. Hopefully he can do much of the same here. On the mound, number 15, that's Nate Saprosky. First pitch is in there for strike 1.
After Flames this inning, you just can't back off. You got to keep up what you did in the first inning because, like I said, that was a bad break. The double play that got him out, got the Spartans out of the top of the first.
Swung on there, fouled off for strike 2. And Eric is absolutely right about that. In the top of the first inning, Flames left 2 runners on base, and they left up to 9 batters on base last night, last time I checked. So, again, it's a statistic you don't want to have a lot of numbers in because that's just potential runs that could have been scored and unable to do so. That's going to miss for the first ball of this at-bat.
Besides the 6th inning last night, a whole lot of missed opportunities with just 2 runs scored on the board, but it was still a dominating performance against the Saltcats.
Absolutely, a dominating performance for sure. And hopefully we'll see much of the same here. Swung on there. It's going to be fouled down the third base line. We'll do the 1-2 again.
And something we didn't mention about Stefan last night, switch hitter at the plate, batting right-handed against the lefties. His single last night, he was facing a right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, swinging a 2-run single. Only switch hitter on the team for the Flames.
He could use it here against the lefty pitcher. Swung on there. It's just going to be fouled off, though. And we're going to do the 1-2 again. But Stefan, again, we saw him have a decent amount of success last night. He looks strong, and he looks confident at first base, able to make all the throws and catches there. The 1-2 here from Saprowski. Swung on there down the first base line, but it's just going to be fouled off again. So Stefan is making contact. This is actually a really nice at-bat for him to lead off the top of the second inning. Are you liking what you're seeing out of him at the plate there?
I do, because he's taking the pitches that he doesn't like that are close to the strike zone. He's just fouling them off, extending the at-bat until he gets his pitch. And it may go a little longer because Saprowski, with a 1-2 count, still has a few pitches to work with.
He sure does. See what he has in store from here. Swung on there down to the third baseman. This is going to be thrown over to see if he can beat it out, and he's not going to be able to do so. So nice throw there by Michelli there, and it's going to be out number 1 for the Flames. So nice 6-3 connection there, and up the bat next for the Onondaga Flames, number 8. This is Corbin Paxton. He's the
now batting for the Flames. Corbin Paxton, the designated hitter.
The result wasn't all that great, but a 7-pitch at bat from Stefan that's a great job for a batter leading off an inning.
Absolutely. Pitches in there. It's going to be low for ball 1 for Corbin Paxton. Corbin Paxton plays his college ball at Lake Erie College. He's a teammate of Troy Peterson. He batted .309 this season. He was 30 for 97 at the plate and appeared in 29 games for Lake Erie. Here's the pitch swung on there. It's going to get down to the second baseman over there to first, and there's out number 2. So nice play there made by Rodriguez over there to Shirley for out number 2. 4-3 connection there. Up the
now batting for the Flames, the right fielder, Colin Matthews.
Right fielder number 23. This is Colin Matthews. He's the Kent State product. Obviously not with Kent State because they're still in the NCAA tournament, but he is here, and we saw him get a hit last night. First pitch is in there for ball 1.
Matthews and Stefan in the same boat with their teams. Both their teams in the NCAA tournament, but neither of them made any appearances with their team this season, so they're here with the Flames to get at-bats primarily.
Second pitch is going to be outside for ball 2, and like Eric mentioned, both teams could be with their team, but they weren't seeing any playing time. Might as well get the most out of their summer and get as many at-bats as they can. We saw Colin Matthews get a hit last night. We saw Stefan get a couple of hits last night. So both players very capable. Pitch is going to be high for ball 3, and now we're seeing Saprowski start to lose a little bit of his grip out there.
But it's not like he's pitching, wildly.
No.
He's just missing some of the corners right now. He's just trying to refine it, I guess.
Pitch is low, and that's ball 4. So he isn't missing wildly, but has to be very careful. That's his 3rd walk of the evening already, and we're only in the top of the second inning. So see if he can straighten that out. Up the bat next for the Onondaga Flames. Number 3, this is Marshall Wynn. He's playing center field this evening. Marshall Wynn had a decent night last night. How did he do last night, Eric?
Marshall Wynn, good night at the plate. Didn't get a hit, but he got on
now
base
batting
in the 6th inning. Did score the first of those 4 runs in that 6th
The
inning.
Flames, Marshall Wynn.
This is Marshall Wynn. He plays his college ball at UAlbany. Pitch in there. It's going to be high. So that's going to be 5 straight balls thrown by Saprowski, and definitely not the way he wanted to start the top of the second inning, as his catcher Rios is going to go out there to have a conference with him.
He's having a bit of a tough time just hitting the plate out there, but give credit to the Flames for that plate discipline. Last night they drew 11 runs. They're getting runners on base.
Right.
They just have a little trouble besides that 6th inning getting runners to home plate right now. But that's more of those growing pains.
Yeah, and
to start a summer season.
That batting clutch is something that you usually see out of juniors and seniors in college. So, like Eric mentioned, these guys are young and they have a long season to continue to grow. Saprowski checking Colin Matthews, that is, and there's 6 straight balls thrown at this point from Saprosky, and you got to wonder, and we talked about this a lot last night, you have to wonder, it's getting a bit of a head game with him because got to be able to find some sort of rhythm and starting to lose a little bit of confidence out there.
We agreed on it completely, Morgan, last night.
Pitch is in there. Finally able to find the strike zone. See if he can do it again here for Marshall Wynn. Swung on there, but it's just going to be a long strike for a foul ball, and the count will go into 2. But so
You got to make Saprosky work to get outs, and the Flames are doing a good job of that.
they certainly are. Here's the pitch. That's going to be able to find the strike, and it's strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. And we're going to move over and kick it to Brandon Ross. B. Ross, what'd you see out of the Flames from that at-bat?
They tried to take a good approach to this inning, but unfortunately nothing materialized for them. Paxton and Matthews were both able to make cuts.
At this time, we ask if Brandon Beckett and Christopher Monahan please report to the promotions tent located right behind home plate for the 2-base race coming up in the next half inning. Once again, will Brandon Beckett and Christopher Monahan please report to the tent right behind home plate for the 2-base race next inning.
Like you said, it's a little bit, but I think his approach has been very good. He was able to really get under control. He got 2 quick groundouts, and it doesn't really matter if it's a strikeout or a groundout or even if you fly out. An out is an out in baseball. As long as you can get them, you're having a get out.
Absolutely. Now Gunnar Groen coming up for a second inning of work. What do you like out of Gunnar Groen the first time, or are you expecting more of the same?
He has some decent control for most of the inning, rather. But obviously, yeah, that would be like this.
Gone down the old man with a
Still, he had a good outing last year. Got quick outs. Only I think about first and pitches, so I think he's gonna have some
rainbow's wall.
Definitely, and hopefully we'll see what these other players have. Now we're going with
All
5, 6, 7
along, ball
off
with
the
you.
bat for the Spartans. Anyone in that order? Are you looking to see anyone in particular?
I'm excited to see Michelle. Michelle had the best season he's had 230,
We used to sing,
but he does have a little bit of really excited to see this back second.
Send it back over to Eric Boone. And Eric, obviously you know that the head coach for the Syracuse Spartans, James Williamson, is the pitching coach at Brockport. Having Brockport next to him with Shelley coming up to bat next, that has to be a pretty good feeling for Michelle to have his coach.
Leading off this inning for your Spartans, the third baseman, Louis Michelli.
The guys on both teams just met each other this week for the most part. Right. But if you are with somebody on this team, on either team, that you have already worked with or played with and such, that gives you a sense of comfort, lets you ease in.
If Shelley batted 275 this season at Super Brockport, he was 28 for 102. Here's a pitch from Gunnar Groen. He's going to be in there for strike 1. So get to work early, and that's exactly what the Flames want to see out of Gunnar Groen. Get ahead in the count so you have a couple of pitches to play with. Groen sets his feet and looks in for the call. Swung on there. It's going to be up in the air. Looks like the right fielder is going to be able to make a play on that. That's Colin Matthews, and he does for the fly out. So an F9 for Colin Matthews, and Shelley unable to get on base. Decent contact, though.
Decent contact, but straight up in the air.
Right. Got to straighten that out and try to get it into one of the gaps. Up the bat next for the Syracuse Spartans.
Now batting for the Spartans, the center fielder, Josh Loeffler.
Josh Loeffler plays his college ball at the University of Albany. First pitch is in there for ball one.
And the thing with this ballpark tonight, first off, if you're a right-handed batter, unless you can go the other way with the ball, you can't hit a home run in this park tonight. 350 down the left field line. That is a long way away from home plates.
Pitch is in there. It's going to be strike one. So a 1-1 count here for Loeffler. And Loeffler, like I mentioned, plays college ball at the University of Albany. He's a local guy, though. He's from Manlius, New York. And that pitch is going to be fouled off for strike two. And as B. Ross is showing me, he's actually a transfer from OCC and UConn. So this is a guy who's played, he's been around, he's transferred around, and he's transferring into the University of Albany after playing at OCC. So nice note there by B. Ross. Gunnar Groen pitches in there, swung on and missed for the first strikeout for Gunnar Groen.
That is just high heat that Loeffler wasn't ready for. You can tell with the swing. He didn't
Now batting for the Spartans, the first baseman, Brandon Shirley.
Up the bat next for the Syracuse Spartans, number 22, Brandon Shirley playing first base this evening. Shirley plays the ball in college ball at Wells College. First pitch is in there for strike one. You're absolutely right about that. He just knew he missed it. He didn't have a chance. He was going through the heat. He flew right by Loeffler there.
And he had no chance for mental reasons. He wasn't expecting the fastball.
That pitch is swung on. Gunnar Groen trying to get a play on it. He's able to do so. Throws it over to Stefan, and the inning is over. So really nice job there by Gunnar Groen making the play by himself. Joining me in the studio now is Brandon Ross. Brandon, what you see how the Flames
Fans, please direct your attention to the base path as we have Brandon Beckett and Christopher Monahan participating in our two-base race. Each will run two bases, and whoever finishes first will win a nice prize. All right, runners, are we ready?
Jake Evans didn't have a big offensive year this past year, but he is a very fast guy.
On your mark, get set, go!
So he definitely does have potential to get something going here, but I'm excited to see him go and then get back to the top of the order.
Definitely. Usually, as a better, you play the game of baseball, see the same pitcher the second.
And our winner is Christopher Monahan. Congratulations to him. He has won a free milkshake from Stewart's Shop.
Not to mention Brian Hart and Jared Brodsky, a couple guys that will or might come up this inning. They've already drawn walks up this guy. They know what he's going to deal with, and they are going to be ready for him.
Absolutely. And Chris Brodsky out there on the mound, where is his head right now?
I don't know where his head is. He had a decent inning last inning. He was able to get in and out without much damage, but I really have to wait to see what happens with the first two batters, because if he lets one or two guys on base, then he's going to be a straight throw.
Thank you, B. Ross, for joining me. We get the headset back to Eric Moon. And we mentioned this last time, folks. We're going to rotate with Eric Moon, Brandon Ross, and myself throughout the game. Eric, I have to ask you the same thing. Chris Saprosky, where do you think his head is right now for getting the loss?
Leading off this inning for the Onondaga Flames, the second baseman, Jake Evans.
He's walking guys. He's gotten a couple of strikeouts. He's gotten out of the first two innings unscathed. You know, he's getting lucky, but he's also pitching out of it well.
I agree with you there. The first pitch is going to be high for Jake Evans for ball one. So right back to the same kind of situation that Saprosky has been dealing with so far in this game, already behind in the count. Second pitch is coming in there, swung on, but it's going to be fouled off the end of the bat. So Jake Evans, like B. Ross mentioned,
Spartan fans, if you get a foul ball and you return it to our pan 10 up there, we will give you 3 pieces of bubble gum. Foul balls returned for 3 pieces of bubble gum.
He looked really quick on his feet out there, able to make a whole bunch of athletic plays in the field. Pitch is going to be in there, but outside for a ball. Here's the pitch from Saprowski. And there's a strike, so evening the count at 2-2 for Jake Evans.
Evans is known more for his defense. Very solid defender at second base for Bennington throughout the season.
Swung on there for another fouled off.
But he's improving at the plate. He's been improving throughout his freshman year, getting a lot of at-bats. Played in 42 games with the Bearcats this season. And, he's just got to get more at-bats this summer, and he'll keep getting better.
And that's exactly what the summer league is for, getting better, having raw players start to kind of take their shape and know what kind of baseball player they will become. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Not the way Jake Evans wanted to go down on strikes, but for Saprowski, it has to be a bit of a confidence booster.
Oh, yeah, because that's a beautiful breaking ball from Saprowski. Nothing wrong with Evans. He just got fooled by it. That's a breaking ball over the plate. As it comes off Saprowski's hand, Evans out in front of it as it ends up going in the dirt.
Up the bat next for the Onondaga Flames, number 5. This is Brian Hart.
Now batting for the Flames, the shortstop, Brian Hart.
Playing shortstop. Last time Hart was up, he did walk. He was the first walk for Saprowski on the evening. He has 3 so far. Pitch is high for ball 1, and we've seen Saprowski get behind in the count early on almost every single inning so far. And almost every batter has been able to see ball 1 go by.
He's showing he's got adversity on the mound. He's already at 44 pitches. He's gotten behind in the count in the majority of the at-bats, but he's getting out of it. He's getting outs, and he's getting out jams.
I totally agree with you there. The second pitch is going to miss again for ball 2, and has to be frustrating as a pitcher. That's ball 3, excuse me. So the count is 3-0, and see if Brian Hart can like the second walk of the evening. That pitch is low, and that's a walk number 4 for Saprowski, and his pitch count is getting a bit high. Eric, what do you think the limit is for these players? What's the range?
Now batting for the Flames, the left fielder, Adam Gordon.
I know of the guys we saw last night, they got to about 50 in inning at most through 50 pitches, but they might extend. These teams might extend their players. The limits set on them are set by their college coaches during the season, so we don't know those specifically, but we'll see.
Brian Hart stealing second base. The throw is there, and he's safe second base. So really nice steal there from Brian Hart. And again, we've mentioned this multiple times between yesterday and today, that Brian Hart is the speedster for the Onondaga Flames, and we saw that there.
And he's aggressive on the base pass, and that's all you can ask for from anybody, really. And the Flames overall have been aggressive, on the base pass in the first 12 innings of the season. Hart hasn't stolen the base yet until now, but you can be aggressive without stealing bases, too.
Absolutely, Eric. And Brian Hart said, I'm going to be aggressive again, stealing third base. He's there, and he got him. So nice throw there from Rios. He's going to be caught stealing at third base. Brian Hart's aggressiveness not paying off there. What do you think of that decision to steal third base?
Well, I think he got a good jump on the first one. He decided, hey, if I get a good jump on this one, keep going. Not quite a good enough jump, but, it's just that tough to steal third base on a good throw, and it was a throw from Rios.
So Adam Gordon still at the plate. Pitch is in there for Adam Gordon, and that's going to be a strike. So, Rios with a heck of a throw there to be able to throw Brian Hart out because he was coming for third base. That's going to be low for a ball. So 3-1 count for Adam Gordon. We saw Adam Gordon strike out. He was a strikeout victim first time he was up. See if you can avoid that here. Here's the pitch swung on over there to the second baseman. Looks like it's going to be an easy can of corn. And with a stretching play, he gets them. So nice play from Rodriguez to Shirley, and that's going to be the end of the top of the third inning. Joining in the studio now is Brandon Ross. Brandon, what do you think of Brian Hart's decision with his base running?
No, I like the first field showing his aggressiveness. The second one wasn't necessary. There was one out in the inning, you had a guy in scoring position. That was just a risk that wasn't worth it.
Definitely not. I totally agree with you there. Obviously, can't believe it's moving over us in the field here. Gunnar Groen coming back out for his third inning of work. Have you liked the team?
I like what I said from the start. Just going in and
All right, we're going to see if this works. We got a golf cart here, and anybody wants to take some orders from the concession stand, my mother might be coming around and take some orders for you. I think we can only take a few at a time. We're going to go up and get it, and hopefully give you some front row delivery right here in these red seats right here. So these people, you guys are able to order from the concession stand if you got a lucky red seat here. Okay, front row delivery. What are you going to get for the concession stand?
I want a dog.
All right, he's going to get a dog. Front row delivery. Here we go. Is that red seat count? I don't know.
Every single issue, every single issue they had no
to start the bottom of the third inning. And Eric, are you excited for Gunnar Groen to stay out there?
Leading off this inning for your Spartans, the designated hitter, John Masagno.
Certainly he's doing that, and this is John Masagno, the designated hitter for the Syracuse Spartans, wearing number 13 tonight. He attends Eastern Connecticut State University out of Tappan, New York. Didn't have a whole lot of notes on him, didn't see a whole lot of playing time after his freshman campaign there at Eastern Connecticut State University. First pitch is going to be low for ball one. Masagno stands 5'11", 185. Gunnar Groen looking in for the signal. And here's the second pitch of this at-bat. Just about to come off the end of his hand. That's right down the middle for strike one. So 1-1 is the count. And let's see if Masagno can pick up the aggressiveness here at the plate. Pitches in there. Looks like a breaking ball for strike two. And we've seen him throw that breaking ball a couple of times. It's been for strikes as of late, and it looks really nice coming out of his hand.
When a pitch is good, you got to trust it. And his breaking ball is good. He's getting it over the plate, so he's going to keep throwing it.
Pitch is low for a ball, so it's going to even the count at 2-2. Gunnar Groen has been doing his part, yet to surrender a hit. The only real mistake he's had on the mound, I should say, is the hit by pitch against Peachman. But other than that, he's done a really nice job on the mound. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and here comes Gunnar Groen with another pitch. Swung on down the first base line. Nice play there by Stefan, and collects the first out. And we talked about these guys having a bit of camaraderie with each other out there and really sacrificing their bodies for each other. We saw that on that play.
Hey,
Now batting for the Spartans, the catcher, Colin Rios.
How about that play by Stefan at first base? Diving stab at a ball that was laced down the first base line. A beautiful play. All he's got to do after that is hold on to it, run it to the bag. Easy out.
Absolutely, a really nice play there by Mike Stefan, as his father, his family, I should say, is here watching, cheering him on. Has to be a pretty good feeling seeing your son make an effort play like that. First pitch against Colin Rios is going to be a ball. Colin Rios, we saw him throw out Brian Hart in the last inning. He has a strong arm behind the plate. He's batting in the 9 hole. Let's see what he can do. Rios is from St. Anselm College, plays against Lemoyne in the NE10. He's 4 for 24 on the season. Ball is going to be low for ball 2 from Gunnar Groen. And Colin Rios, looking at his statistics, year before he only had 5 hits. This year he only had 4 hits. So, again, he's here with the Syracuse Spartans for one reason. That's to get at bats and collect some hits.
There's 15 games for him at St. Amherst College this season. 24 at bats as well.
So that was going to be in there for a strike, excuse me. And the count goes to 2-1. So the St. Anselm Hall up to bat, and Rios swung on there, and the count is going to go to 2-2.
And that's just straight heat from Groen. Overpowered him with a fastball right there for strike 2.
Really nice pitch, like you said. And all you have to do is pound the strike zone when you're that stature. I mean, Gunnar Groen 6'5" on a mound. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and it looks like it's going to get out there. Shortstop has a play on it, gets it over to Stefan, and a really nice play by Brian Hart to collect the second out of the inning.
Another good play on the broken bat. Off the bat, I thought it was the broken bat.
Now batting for your Spartans, Sam Schwen.
And when you have a pitcher run it down the line, you have to leave those times so hard. Smooth throws to get it on.
Yeah, really nice play there by Brian Hart. Up the bat next for the Syracuse Spartans is Sam Schwen. The last time he was up the bat, he had to fly out in the right field for Colin Matthews. See if he can get the first hit of the ball game here for either team. Are you surprised, Eric, that either team has been able to register a hit so far?
Not really, but I'm kind of, you know, it's just getting base runners.
Right.
All you have to do is get base runners, whether you get hits or not. These guys are taking some pretty good swings on both sides, which makes it a bit of a surprise.
One 1-0 count for Groen. Pitches in there, and that's going to be a strike. So a 1-1 count. You're just joining us. We're in the bottom of the third inning. The score is still 0-0. And yet, either team has yet to register a hit on the evening. As last night was the complete opposite. We saw the Flames have 5-6 hits in the second inning, so unable to do so. They did leave 2 on. Let's see if that comes back to bite them. High breaking ball. It's going to miss, though, so a 2-1 count for Sam Schwen.
But one thing to keep in mind, as we learned last night in the 6th inning, this game can turn on a dime when it comes to offense. Besides the Flames' run to get on the board in the first inning, nothing from either team in the first 5.
You're right about that. We saw the game really be a defensive showcase up until that 6th inning where 4 runs were scored from the Flames, 2 runs were scored from the Saltcats. Here's the pitch from Gunnar Groen. It's going to be swung on down over there to the second baseman, over there to Stefan for the out. And there are 3 down. So Gunnar Groen has done his part, and he's able to collect another 3 outs for the Flames. And now we're going to switch it over here as
Tiny Bubbles is proud to be the official laundromat of the Syracuse Spartans. Open conveniently from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., Tiny Bubbles offers 50 cents off a wash every Monday through Friday. Visit one of our Liverpool locations on Oswego Road to start washing economically at Tiny's.
A lot of opportunities.
Will Ryan Spagnola, Jonas Sarmas, and Kieran Sarmas please report to the red tent behind home plate for the Dizzy Bat Race? Again, will Ryan Spagnola, Jonas Sarmas, and Kieran Sarmas please report to the red tent behind home plate for the Dizzy Bat Race coming up next inning?
He's walked 4 batters. He's really hasn't looked too confident up there. He has the one strikeout, but other than that, I think he needs to get out of this inning.
As you mentioned, as we were talking about earlier, pitch counts. Sparky didn't play all season, right? So he's probably going to be one of those guys that has a much longer season in terms of how many pitches and that's what they're starting to top of it. They're going to have Jared Goss
Leading off this inning for the Flames, the third baseman, Gerard Roscoff.
Yeah, and remember that Jared Groski had the RBI double yesterday, so again, he's a big bat. He's capable of getting on base and see what he has in store for us.
First pitch to Groski, right down the middle, called strike.
And it makes sense to wait on that pitch because Saprosky has yet to prove that he can find the strike with the first pitch.
The 0-1. That misses high. And so the thing is with Saprosky, he's been getting into a lot of bad counts so far early on.
Yes, he has.
2-1 count. Is drilled down to center field, but nope, it's going to be picked up by Rodriguez. He's going to fire to first, but he's going to beat it out. Groski beats out the throw as Shirley tried to make a nice stretch there, but he couldn't quite get it. And just like that, a runner is on for the Onondaga Flames.
Really nice play there by Jared Groski, and we've seen him use his wheels to get on base a couple of times. We saw him last night, and we're seeing it here today. Really nice effort by Shirley to split and almost get him out there at first.
Big hustle play from Jared Groski, and that'll bring up.
Now batting for the Flames, number 17, the catcher, Trace Peterson.
First pitch to Peterson is chopped down the third baseline foul. Pearson is the last at bat, lined right back to support Saprosky on the mound, but he was able to snag it. Pearson obviously made good wood, though, and so I'm excited to see what he might be able to do here.
And he's the big bat for this team. We're expecting big things from him, and like you said, I'm expecting him to get a hit here.
The 0-1 finds the strike zone. The count's now 0-2. Peterson in a hole early on.
And again, I think these guys are just being patient because Saprosky has thrown a lot of balls, walked a lot of guys so far.
Groski takes his lead off first. Groski looking over. He steps off and Groski retreats.
And he's really, I mean, we don't have a lot of notes on Groski, but I can tell you right now, he is the threat to steal because of the wheels he has.
The 0-2 is drilled behind home plate and well fouled.
And we saw Brian Howard steal the one base. He stole second, obviously, then tried to steal third on back-to-back stolen base attempts. I don't think Jared Groski is going to steal here, but you never know.
You think they wouldn't try to steal with nobody out?
It might. I mean, it's a nothing game. So
the 0-2 is chopped down the third base line. This one again foul. Running up the pitch count here and missed at bat.
Really nice at bat from Trace Pearson. I'm impressed.
"58 pitches so far here for Nate Saprosky as he's in the middle of a heated at-bat here with Trace Peterson. The 0-2. That misses outside. The count's now 1-2. We see an alternation between aggressive and patient approach here. Peterson really waiting for his pitch.
Yes, he is, and hopefully he can find one that he likes and make something happen with it.
The 1-2 is drilled down the third base line, fielded by Michelli, and he'll fire over to first for the easy out.
Michelli was...
It looks like it was a diving play, and it looks like the umpires are saying Michelli caught it in the air, so that is a 5-3 double play, and just like that, we went from one runner on and nobody out to bases empty and 2 outs.
So we're going to a 6-3-4 double play. A little unusual. I don't think Jared Groski saw him catch it, but
I don't think anybody saw him catch it. Everyone on the field seemed surprised.
Now batting for the Flames, Mike
Stefan is chopped on the ground foul.
That's just one of those mental errors from a younger player. Jared Groski with only a freshman, just finished his freshman campaign, so Again, like you said, though, I'm not sure if anyone knew that he caught that ball.
Some of those ones are just hard to really tell. The 0-1. And it catches Stefan on the foot, and he'll trot over to first base. So now the Flames have a base runner on with 2 away, and that brings up the DH, Corbin Paxton.
Corbin Paxton.
No, that is the Flames, the designated hitter, Corbin Paxton.
Peterson, and we're expecting some pretty big things from him as well.
Paxton, one of the few left-handed hitters in this lineup. What do you think his approach is going to be against another lefty?
I don't know. I mean, last time he grounded one over there to second base, so we'll have to see. I'm expecting him to at least try to get Stefan over there to second.
First pitch. It was chopped on the ground toward third base, but that's a foul ball.
I thought it was interesting that Michelli was so far up on Peterson's play. How he was in the infield. He was really in the grass. He wasn't really near third base.
You know, even though Peterson is a power hitter, you really can't ever count out the bunt in a situation like that.
No. Because you got legs and you're Spartan. Are you kidding me?
0-1 pitch. Misses. That's a ball. Counts now 1-1. So a 1-1 count here on Corbin Paxton. In the top of inning number 4, still a tied game at 0-0. As Sikorsky goes to check on Vaughn over at first. The 1-1 pitch is driven in the left field. Running over to it is Schweden, but it is well foul, and he won't be able to get it. Count now 1-2 on Corbin Paxton.
Good effort there by Schweden, but unable to make the play on it. So, 2 outs. Corbin Paxton just trying to get something in fair territory to keep this inning going.
You think he's going to take a more aggressive approach given 2 strikes, 2 outs?
Yeah, I definitely think so here. Definitely have to be aggressive at the plate. He's designated hitter for a reason. See if he can get a hit.
You think the fact that Stefan's on first base is at all getting in Sikorsky's head?
I think it is just a little bit, but
and the 1-2 is fouled well down the left field line, a long foul ball.
I think it is just a little bit, but again, with Stefan, I'm not sure if he's really trying to steal with 2 outs. Maybe he will go, but we'll have to see.
Late at bat, Corbin Paxton really waiting for his pitch. Vaughn takes the lead off first. And Sikorsky deals the 1-2. Colin missed a curveball in the dirt, and he's going to get tagged out, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on base. At the end of 3.5 innings of play, it is still a tie game, no score here in Syracuse. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Eric Boone. Eric, what did you notice out of that inning?
Can Trace Peterson get a break? My goodness, he's hit the ball hard, and both his at-bats line into double plays. My goodness. The first one is an even bigger break, lines up directly back to the pitcher. If the pitcher's not in the way, that's into center field for the first hit of the game. But then he lines one to third. Great snag at third base by Michelli, and he throws on to first base. And there's nothing really that Osgood can do on that. He's either got to run to second base really hard, which he did, assuming it's ground ball, or he's just got to stay at first. There's a big risk factor with either of those, but he has to do one of those things, and there's nothing he can do.
It's a really difficult situation. You really can't put a lot of blame on Grosskopf there, and now you have to ask yourself, what is the Flames' approach this inning just to try to keep Spartans off the board?
Hey, Groen has been efficient on the mound, very efficient with his pitches. Just 34 through the first 3 innings, an average of just a little under 12 pitches per inning. That is a great pitch count right now, and he's getting outs. Only 1 base runner for the Spartans to this point. He's just got to keep it up.
Not to mention that Groen, like Sikorsky, a couple guys that didn't play all season back in college, so they definitely have a little bit of a longer leash. And now you have the top part of the order here for the Spartans. The very heart of the lineup. You got Padone coming up. You have Peachman. You also have Rodriguez. How do you think Groen should approach these guys?
Approach them like he did the first time up. He got a pair of groundouts from Padone and Rodriguez. Hit Peachman on a 3-2 pitch. But you just got to throw strikes. You got to make them swing at a bad pitch that's even close to the zone, maybe even ones that are in the dirt. Just keep it up. Stay efficient with your pitches. Keep throwing strikes. Keep getting out.
Aaron, thank you for joining me for this half-inning break, and we're going to turn the mic over back to Morgan Chapman now. What do you think that the Flames need to do this inning to keep the Spartans on the board?
Well, I think Gunnar Groen has to keep throwing strikes, and the defense has been playing really well. We saw Stefan lay out for the one ground ball over there, and they've really been able to play for each other. I think they'd be doing the same.
Now
we're back in the bottom of the fourth inning, still a 0-0 game. And Andrew Padone is up for the Syracuse Spartans.
Padone is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. He's the one that went. He had the ground ball down to the first baseman, and Gunnar Groen ran over to get the out.
First pitch, Padone is a called strike. Gunnar Groen coming out aggressive. Fastball looked like it was right down the heart of the zone.
Yes, it is. And Padone, you have to swing at that because I'm not sure if you're going to get anything closer.
Groen pitching from the stretch, even with nobody on base. He shows bunt, but he pulls back, and that'll be a ball that misses high. Bunting with nobody out and nobody on base. What do you think of that decision?
I don't know. I think that he thinks that he has the wheels to get there, but I'm not sure if that's the smartest decision right now. But right now, no one's registered a hit still, so we'll have to see if that can pay dividends for this Spartans team.
Well, Padone, a very talented base runner, 9 stolen bases last season. As that's grounded over to third, Groskuth fires that over, and he gets the out, number 1.
Really nice, strong throw there by Jared Groskuth, making sure he set his feet and collects the out.
One away, that brings up the 24 Eddie.
Batting for the Spartans, the right fielder, Eddie Peachton.
Groen gets set, the first pitch. This is inside, and the count's 1-0. So behind the count early on, Gunnar Groen is, what do you think he's going to go for here?
I think he's going to maybe go to that breaking ball that we've seen him throw for strikes, or perhaps his fastball with all that power on the mound.
The 1-0 is a breaking ball that misses low, and the count's now 2-0. Even deeper hole for Gunnar Groen. Groen, a very productive game so far. Only 1 base runner, no hits allowed through 3 innings of work. The 2-0. Fastball misses low and outside. Now it counts 3-0, and Gunnar Groen's really just got to try to throw a strike here.
Yes, he does. He has to be able to find the strike zone and do something with it.
Peachman will be receiving base on a walk/hit by pitch for the second time in as many at-bats. The 3-0. Fastball finds the zone. The count's now 3-1.
And Gunnar Groen, obviously the Pepperdine University prospect, he's able to, he hasn't had a lot of pitches. He hasn't thrown at all this year at his college, but it's going to be able to make him go a lot longer than some of these pitchers on the mound this afternoon.
Peachman also itching for some time. Didn't play at all his freshman season either. And the 3-1 pitch is fouled down the right field line. Giving chase is Matthews, and he won't be able to make a play.
Now batting
very good angle.
Second baseman,
Like
Rodriguez.
We really don't have a good angle here, folks. I really apologize. We did not see out the right field line, but there are 2 outs. And now we'll bring up Rodriguez.
Ahora tú llevándome de la de mirar. Rodríguez, yo me la voy a robar.
the defense might notice that it's a little bit of a lesser quality for you guys. We are not behind the scenes, there is no press. So we have to take a look at the make sure.
Y ahora tengo pile modelos que antes no me hacían coro y ahora no me dejan quieto.
Yeah, exactly. And we apologize for the view. Hopefully tomorrow, hopefully it'll be a little bit better.
That's for sure. As